Okay, today is February the 8th, 2017. Right now at 9:30 p.m. in the foothills of Los Angeles, we have a temperature of 55 degrees. The relative humidity is 94%, and the barometer is 30.08 inches, and the dew point is 53 degrees. We had a heavy aerosol chemtrail spraying all day long today, and we'll take a look at that in the MODIS Today map. We have jet stream flow into most of the west coast except for Southern California according to the jet stream map, but we see all this moisture moving right into Southern California, and yet there's no rain. And of course, once again, the pattern is tried and true, and that is the jets are out spraying over these spraying over this moisture field moving into the Southern California area. We can see that here, all this moisture is moving in, and yet there's just no rain. Okay, so let's take a quick look right now at the MODIS Today map for today. We see a fresh trail here. This is offshore of Southern California. We just pan around. Actually, all this stuff we're looking at is chemtrail haze. Everything we're seeing here is just a blanket of haze. Here is Point Conception and Vandenberg right there. And everything we're seeing is chemtrails. These aerosols are very, very heavy. And we have a split. We've got two photographs spliced together. And we can actually see a little bit of natural cloud cover right here. Out of all this chemtrail blanket, we can see a little bit of natural clouds peeking through these areas here. But the rest of this stuff, this is all the chemtrail mix. So we've got Los Angeles right here, greater Los Angeles. This is all blanketed over. We can see some streaks right in that area. Here we have San Diego and Mexico right here. We've got aerosols all over. If we go back offshore, we can see all the spraying going on offshore. It's a mess. Okay, these streaks here, these are probably 40 minutes old or something. Okay, so that's why we had no rain. We had no follow-up rain. We never have any follow-up rain, as a matter of fact. We used to have, 3 or 4 inches of rain at a time. That was not a big deal. Now, when we have 3/4 of an inch, we have the puppets on TV calling for storm watch. It's ridiculous. So it's very rare that we get 3 inches of rain at a time. Here, just back in January, as a matter of fact, it was a rare event. Let's take a look here. From January 9th through the 12th, we actually had 3.15 inches. That's the most rain we've had in any one group of days, for many years. We've had a drought for the last 6 years. We've had a drought, and before that drought began in 2010, we used to get a lot of rain at one time, and nobody made such a big deal about it. It was just normal. We used to get 20 inches of rain, between 15 and 20 a year, every year, until about 6 years ago, when all of this Wall Street weather derivatives trading began. Weather options and weather derivatives. When that trading began, then we saw the big change in our weather. All right, so here we're looking at the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop. We have a developing storm right here. There's actually 2 lows, 986 millibar lows that are shown on the pressure map, which are moving northeast. This will probably bring the rain for Friday. We have high pressure installed right in this area. We also see that the jet stream was split away right here from this storm. Last night we saw the jet stream winding into the core of this thing, and it was being split off. We had a right angle, and that is effectively separated here. We can see that separation. We also have a blockade maintained right through this area that'll maintain some separation between these two weather systems and also prevent the jet stream from winding into the interior of this vortex. There's a lot going on right here. We have two lows, and then we do have some clockwise rotation actually right here, right in this area. This wants to spin clockwise, but it's stationary. It's been neutralized. This entire thing should be spinning like we were talking about last night. Okay, let's look at some of the other maps. We have the rainbow map. You see that split take place, that separation. And we still have a area of high pressure that's breaking up the moisture right in this area near the Hawaiian Islands. Now in the western U.S. map, we get a pretty good view of what's happening. Got that jet stream flow moving right into Northern California and Oregon and Washington. And if it was not for that spraying over the Southern California area, we would have had a lot of rain today. Maybe an inch or two, because this is moving right into our area. So these terrorists have shut off the water supply once again on February the 8th. We had a total of 13/16 of an inch the last couple of days, February 6th and 7th, and it did rain a tiny bit on the very early morning hours of today. Didn't last long though, so that brought the entire total up to 13/16, which is just a little over 3/4. All right, now here is the surface analysis map, and we see that developing storm. We've got 986 millibar lows right there, and this is moving to the northeast. We've got high pressure right here over Southern California, and for the time being, that's going to run all this weather up to the northeast. We've got a cold front right there, that blue. It's a cold front. We have high pressure, of course, separating this storm, which is now moving to the northwest. So we've got high pressure all in between these two weather systems. Now here's the swell report. We've got 21-foot seas out in the middle of that gale force, or this rather developing storm. This was a gale yesterday. Now it's redeveloped. There's 2 lows in that. And here's a look at the SSEC map, the geostationary water vapor map. And we can see what a mess the interior of this developing storm is. We have these 2 lows, and there's just not much rotation. Here's something trying to spin. This is what happens when these transmitters are continually screwing with the weather. And so I refer to this climate manipulation. The analogy is pressing down on a spring, where that's what we're doing. We are using these transmitters. It's effectively like pressing down on a spring, which has potential energy, and we're going to lose that battle, because eventually there's not going to be enough transmitters to go around. Eventually, maybe in a few more years, because it looks like these storms and things are just getting more frequent and much bigger. Here's the jet stream map showing the flow right into Northern California and the northwest. And of course, we saw that Modus Today map. That's a mess. Here is California. You see that transmitter activity right there in Ferndale. That Ferndale transmitter is breaking down all that rain. We can see the pattern right up here. Everything is this scatter pattern right here is all converging right in this area. If we zoom in, we can see the pattern. All these lines are all moving, converging right south of Fortuna, which is Ferndale. Also up near Portland and Seattle, we see the transmitters at work up there. This is the Kamano transmitter, Kamano Island transmitter, breaking up the snow pattern. We've got a transmitter here in Spokane, North Spokane. There's something over here near Missoula, and we can see the pattern there, breaking up the snow pattern. We've got a straight edge right over here. So these transmitters are all over the place, and they're manipulating weather. And of course, when the public doesn't know that, and there's also Wall Street trading going on for weather derivatives and so forth, that's something that needs to be looked into by the Securities and Exchange Commission and FBI and a few other agencies. Okay, let's look. Let's look at the East Coast right now. We see that a lot of weather is moving into the East Coast. This is going to bring some snow. We've been hearing on the news. Let's go take a look at the East Coast map. Northwest Atlantic water vapor loop. We can see that flow right here, which is going to move right up through the northeast. We've got a developing storm system right there as well, which looks like it has a right angle on it, a rectangle. The interior, the core of that system isn't really rotating as we look at that carefully. And it has a several right angles on it. Several angles. It looks like there's one right angle. Anyhow, that's the situation back east. And so I guess there's a forecast for snow. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's the 500 millibar chart. We have this upper level low, mid and upper level low right here. Big trough, and I guess this is going to move in on Friday. We have some squiggly lines. We've got high pressure right down here, and with some squiggly lines as well. And right here we see some more squiggly lines. These are those transmitters at work. All right, so that's the report for today. We are supposed to have some rain Friday and Saturday, and we'll just leave it here and do another update later. That's it.